All right, and we're going to go ahead and mute the lines. And we're going to kick this off. So as always, big waves out there, big waves, big waves. This is the fun part, right? And thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. I love this call. I love everything about it because what we do is we look around and we see the people that are having public success. So I guess that's the big thing. So many of you, I'm sure, are having a ton of success, but I just might not know about it, right? Like I don't know every single person on here, and I definitely don't know your businesses. But if we're seeing it, right? If you're making waves that are big enough for everybody to see, we want to learn from you, right? And that is the whole point of this call, is to see the different people around the nation, around the world that are having success with New Age and get them on here and picking their brains, right? So that's what we do on here, is we just figure out, as Coach would say, we lie, cheat, and steal. So if we lie in bed at night and dream about this, and we're cheating time for the other things that are important to us, and we're going to steal the ideas from the people that are having success. So that's what we're doing here tonight. And I cannot wait to learn from these ladies. And I lost one. Here she is. Okay, I found the other one. Whew, I got nervous again. You guys can always see when I start sweating, that means that I'm not sure if all my guests are here, and then I get a little nervous. So we've got everybody, but we're gonna kick it off really quickly with some housekeeping items. So I'm gonna share my screen. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our success session. And first thing I wanna say, so if you are part of our Telegram channel, if you will go ahead and give me a 5 in the chat. So go ahead and let me know if you are in our Telegram channel. And what I would love to do, and I've got to figure out how I'm going to do this, but I really want to grow this channel, right? And how do we grow it? Well, we get the people on our team, or maybe Crossline, I don't care, that want to learn more about New Age. They're part of our company, but they want to hear about the calls. They want to know about the sales. Like they want to know what's going on. We want to get as many of them on here as possible. So my challenge to everybody on here today, if first of all, get yourself in Telegram, right? Get on Telegram, follow us on our channel, join the channel, turn your notifications to always on so you don't miss a single thing. But once you've done that, my challenge is you pick your 5 favorite New Age people, right? And I don't care if they're connected with you. Go pick your 5 favorite people that you know are a part of New Age and invite them to join us on that challenge. Hey, Mary Jo, love you to pieces, and I want to make sure that you're successful. Are you a part of the New Age Telegram channel? If not, here's the link. Let's grow this, right? Let's get everybody in the know so that they all can hear what's going on. And this does not, just so you know, like in case you're thinking, this doesn't benefit me in any way, right? Like, doesn't make any difference to me. But I'll tell you, every day I'm going to make sure that you guys have the information in there, and it could absolutely benefit them. So I would love, thank you, Kristal, you rock. I would love everybody to jump on there and be a part of that with us. So that's the first thing. Next thing, we've got Canada. They have a Super Saturday coming up on the 18th. So that's just 2 weeks from now. And I'll tell you, I'll be out here. I almost said in California, I got lost for a minute. I will be out here in Alabama, wherever it is that I live these days. I will be out here, but I'll tell you, I am absolutely going to tune into this Zoom because I want to learn from this dynamic group. We've got ladies from all over Canada, a couple of our favorite coaches, and this is going to be really, really powerful. So can you guys see in the bottom, can you see that Eventbrite on there? So Boots to Bowden. I love that. That's super cute name. So we'll jump on there. It's going to be really powerful. So I cannot wait for that. And this is, okay, making sure I updated my slide. All right, so next we have on the calendar something that we're all looking forward to, I'm sure, is our Dare to Dream event. So if you haven't heard about this yet, guys, this is our big corporate event. So we have one of these a year, or traditionally, I don't know, who knows, things seems like as soon as I say something, something changes. But as far as I know, there's only one of these a year. This is our big corporate event. It's international. I know that Canada is joining us with this, anybody else that can. But if you are able, even if you kind of think you aren't, right? Like if you're like, oh, I don't know if I can stretch that, join us at this. This is going to be a phenomenal event. If you were on yesterday's call with the gentleman, Christine McKay was on there, our general manager of North America, and she was talking about just the power of this event. I love that she went back to her pampered chef roots. That was kind of neat to hear about. But just talking about the power of events, I'll tell you, I've been involved in this beautiful industry for, gosh, 11 years now, just shy of 11 years, and I have never missed an event. And, knock on wood, I never will, because they're that important. And I know it's a sacrifice, I know it's an expense, but gosh, oh, bummer, I have to sacrifice to go to Florida, right? Oh, shucks. And then I get to be around some of my favorite people. And then I get to learn things that are going to help my business grow. So it seems like a win-win-win for me, and it would definitely be a win-win-win for you. So join us. It cost is $149 per person and worth every penny. But let's say you don't want to pay $149 per person. Well, guess what? You can win the Power of One challenge. So right now, for the month of June, so if you enrolled somebody already June 1st, good, you're golden. Rock and roll. Congratulations, you're a rock star. I'm super proud of you. If you haven't yet, rock and roll. You can absolutely do it. I know you can, because you are a rock star and you can get that done. So don't fret. All you need to do is enroll one brand partner, one, with a 200 PV pack and above, with their subscribe and save, like what we all want to do anyway, right? We all want to do that. And if you do, there are a couple of very valuable things. So I'm going to say, first of all, but I actually think this is the less important, but it's cool. You get the early bird pricing. So instead of $149, you're going to pay $99 for your ticket. So if you enroll somebody, you need to call customer support to buy your ticket, because you get the discount, right? So that's huge. That's a big deal. But even more importantly than that, in my humble opinion, is you get to rub elbows with the big dogs. Who does not want to spend time with Deanna Latson and Mark Wilson and Christine McKay and all, Cameron Bott, I'm going to miss a name, but we're just going to say all of the bigwigs in one room, a private reception. So that's going to be Friday evening. We need to earn our way there. It's a big deal. And I'll tell you, I would not miss that for anything. So go start talking to your neighbors. Go find somebody that wants to benefit from Renew. Put up your post and follow Dr. Kristal, whatever it is, but grow your business, right? Just by one. Heck, maybe let's grow it by more, but one to start, and you can be a part of this promotion. So super excited for that. Now, next thing, here's the training schedule. I have not updated it yet with the new Renew information for the Tuesday night. So there's only one Zoom ID, but hold on a second. The next slide, I believe, has got both Zoom IDs. And again, as I say this every single week, if you do a weekly call that you consistently have and you want to open it up to everybody, let me know. That's what this is for. So we just put it up here for everyone, the calls that I know about, so that everybody can get the news about it. Oh, well, 2 slides is going to be the Renew. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's 3. We'll see. We'll all be surprised together. But Monday night, we have our very own Deanna Latson. Everybody loves her. If you have never seen Deanna speak, get on this. If you have, and you're like, oh my gosh, I wouldn't miss it for anything, right? But if you haven't, you don't know how powerful this woman is and the information that she shares. I swear, every time I speak her I see her speak, I order more products, because I'm like, oh my gosh, how have I been living without whatever she's talking about? But I'll tell you, my posture improves, because I feel 7 feet tall and bulletproof, because I know that what I have my hands on is the best of the best. And I feel so good sharing it with the people I love. So do not miss this Monday night. Going to be super powerful. Here it is. And then on Tuesday, we have 2 very powerful Zooms. So we have the gentleman Zoom, which I haven't seen because I'm a lady. So you can't, ladies, we don't get to sneak in there, though I admit I'm a little bit curious. I just am. But we get to stay over here with the ladies. I've been on those, and they have been such great information. And these are for you, right? So again, this is something else that can help us feel bulletproof, because it's going to share information. It's going to share stories so that we can have more confidence in the products that we offer. But then even better is we can bring the people that we love on with us. So if you've got prospects that want to know more about Renew, or want to know more about having more energy or getting better sleep or all the benefits of Renew, invite them on this. Dr. Kristal and Kristen Doyle, or Kristen White, run the ladies. Chris Doyle runs the gentlemen. and it is really, really phenomenal. Now, there's some things that might make you blush. That's okay. I'm a little bit of a prude, so I blush pretty good, but it's tactful and it's classy, and it's nothing that you would be embarrassed to have anybody on with you. And even better, it's separated by the gender, and it doesn't just focus on the embarrassment stuff. There's lots of other stuff in there too, but they will do sprinkle it in a little bit, so don't miss it. And then on Tuesday, we've got Chalk Talk with Coach. The announcements seem like they're taking a really long time tonight. So Tuesday, Chalk Talk with Coach. Last week, if you guys did not catch last week's, I'm still thinking about it. It was that powerful. I actually talked about it this morning. Definitely helped me and is helping me work through some pretty big money breakthroughs, some roadblocks that I have in my life. But these Zooms that Coach puts on for us are so incredible, because it's the nuts and bolts that we need, right? So it might be how to prospect, and it might be how to invite, and it might be how to promote, but then it also might be about how we fix what's going on in here in the ways that we block ourselves. We stop ourselves from having success. So I don't know what this week will be yet, but I know it will be good. So do not miss that. And then on Thursday, we have back office training. So they went over the app before. Now we're back in the back office. So definitely join us this Thursday. And this is in a Facebook group. So New Age North American Leadership Group. It is alive. So you can interact and you can ask questions. But here's the perk. If you miss it, the recordings are right there in the group. So go check them out. You got to check it out twice. We've got 2 slides on that. We've got a little pause in our live shopping. So we've got 2 weeks here that we can really use to focus on building forward. So you can use some of the recorded Zooms, and you can, or not, webinars, I don't know what we officially call them. So you can share some of the older shows, right? Or you can start building for the future. So you can go ahead and check out the Dropbox. I don't know, Kristal, if you have that link, if you wanted to put that in the chat, I would be really grateful. I can't copy it from here, but it was in the weekly wrap up. But this is a really powerful tool that we can all use. And I like that they spaced it out a little bit. And here's why. It gives us a chance to build moving forward. So we can, obviously we can use all the recorded assets because they're still there, but then we can start building our kind of story of, you know, hormones or immunity or whatever, so that we can share it forward. So love that. And then loyalty. So this month we are focusing on purity. So the purity water bottle is $10 off. So or not the bottle, the actual filter. So I ordered everything that I'm going to need for this year. I'm super excited to get that on sale. But I want you to also notice that even though purity is what they're advertising, we have lots of other products and loyalty as well. So we've got our favorite energy drinks up there. We've got our burn, and then we have a bunch of different noni. I'll tell you, I never want to be without the noni sleep. I love it. So go stock up on what you're missing at your house. And now we get to move over into the meat of the call. So, well, I just got notified of something, but I'll have to worry about that in a moment. So Diane, I didn't quite catch that, but I'll look in a moment. But next we are going to be moving to Dr. Kristal, and I'm going to stop my share here because I want to just be able to talk to you guys without that up there. But I want you guys to really tune in and pay attention, because if you don't, and hopefully you all know Dr. Kristal, I think you probably all do, but maybe there's a couple on here that don't. And if you don't, I'm going to tell you, she's a phenomenal leader. She's probably one of the most generous people that you're going to meet. Like, and she's a great, I don't know the right word for it, but she really pays attention. So if you like cows, you're probably going to get a little cow gift. And if you like, you know, certain pieces of jewelry and need a little bit of motivation and encouragement, you might be getting a cute little bracelet. And she just is very, very thoughtful to everyone across the board. Like, it doesn't matter if you're on her team. I tell you, she's been on this call about as much as I have, and it's not even her call. So she's always willing to help. And she has, like, you might know her as Dr. Kristal. So you might know her with all of her product knowledge, and she's got a ton of information there. But she's also a phenomenal builder. So she's an incredible leader. She knows how to grow teams. She knows how to build promotions, and she knows how to move this product. And she has created something that we've all been copying. Like if you've been paying attention for like the last few months, we've all been trying to go down the path that she has created for us. And she had some phenomenal success with a group of her leaders out in Wyoming this week. So I invited her on tonight to pretty much take over and share what's going on. So Kristal, if you wouldn't mind, take over, like teach us what you've got going on right now.
Take over. Oh my goodness. It's the takeover. Well, thank you. Hi everybody. How are we? I know I feel like we got the big waves, we got the jazz hands, whatever you want to call them right now. But oh my goodness. I am feeling like I'm just starting to get my brain back because it has been pure it's a lot of energy and a lot of excitement when you start to get momentum. And I'm going to tell you this, once you start to get the ball moving, once you get a customer sale, once you get a brand new brand partner, don't stop. Push, go harder. And because you can create your own momentum. Does that make sense? Like once you get a win, no matter how small it is, go do it again. Just go do it again as fast as you can, and you can create your own momentum. And I say that because that's exactly what I'm basically talking tonight with. And I'm gonna have Ashley and Christie Elliott, Ashley Paulson and Christie Elliott jump on here with me as well. And so, hey, Miss Christie, there's Miss Christie. And then, and there's Miss Ashley. All right. Hi. These two rock stars. So what happened is, we all started, you've heard us doing the 5-night trial packs with Renew, and we were using the live shopping shows. So we all have been jumping back and forth between those two things. And what has happened is it started to stir up the pot. Now, for those of you who are brand new to New Age, you can stir up the pot of your friends going, what is it that you're doing? And this was an easy way for us to do some social media, like reach outs, and for people to be like, what are they doing? Well, some of you may be like us who have some older businesses here, and I could talk about 80,000 things with New Age and it didn't catch people's attention. But what is with my hands tonight? I'm all handsy, sorry. I'm distracting myself. When we started talking about Renew, I'm telling you guys, my brain is yeah. When we started talking about Renew and not saying the word, but talking about the 5-night trial package and that we had something, and we started doing the 3 posts, right? We declared it, we created fear of missing out, and then we did a call of action, those 3 posts. Declaration, fear of missing out, call to action post. It started working. And in 2 weeks time frame, I had over 53 people reach out from about a 2-hour time frame of my old hometown where I originally built with the Limu company. And so immediately we were like, we need a party. Now that is a gold nugget. Whether you have an old party or an old team or not, you have to start somewhere. And there is no better way. Like when we launched someone, it was, let's talk about the ways that we can launch your business. You have to open the doors to your business if you're going to make money. So we make the list of the people that we're going to talk and get on a Zoom. And we make the list of people that we're going to go sit down and have coffee with. And we make the list of people that we're just going to share with. And sometimes it's a lot easier to just get them all in one location. So we called it a live event. We didn't call it a party. We called it a Renew Stories Live. And we just invited a bunch of people to 2 nights. We scheduled 2 events. Why? Because if they couldn't come to the first one, then maybe they'd come to the second one. We scheduled them. This was 3 days apart, 2 days apart, but you want to schedule them within 5 to 6 days apart. It's close, because if they can't come to one, you can probably get them to the second. That's what we've always done. Make a list of names, plan to launch someone with 2 local events so that we could use time and get people moving. Well, we haven't done this for a long time because of, right, COVID, new companies. And then when we would do that event, we were launching it with so many products, the people kind of like were glazed, like they looked at us like, so how many of these do you want us to buy? Like, what are we supposed to buy? They were so confused. And so I did a couple of these parties and prior to this, and when people left, all they got was the $29.95 fee. And they didn't order. They did order like a week later, but it took them a week to figure out what to order. And I'm like, well, we just lost their excitement. So we had to dial it in. And so we had a party focused on Renew. So now, Ashley, what would you say, like, leading up to having this event? Like, I want you to talk about, because you were busy too. Like, we did a lot of things to build for the event, right? Like,
Yeah.
What were the things that you were doing, the team was doing to get people? So we made sure there were people in the seats on that Tuesday and Thursday.
Mm-hmm. So can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you good? Okay.
Yeah.
My internet was kind of acting up, so I had to pop over to my phone, but super excited to be here with you guys tonight. So holy cow, I'm just like Kristal. I'm like, whew, like my butt is on fire, and then like in a good way, right? My biggest thing that I would say to going into it is finding yourself a 2x2. So Kristal and I were talking, we both did these posts on Facebook. I also, a week later, did some similar posts talking about the 5-day trials. And Kristal and I were talking one time we talk every day, but we were talking one day on the phone, and she's like, we need to get back into Gillette, because that's where we started, right? That's our roots. And so she's like, we need to get back in there. There's so many people who are excited, new people, old team members, that kind of stuff. And so she's like, I'm going to come in there and we're going to drive up to Gillette. And I was like, okay, right. I was excited. I had a running partner. And so we went up to Gillette and did these parties. The biggest thing with building for parties, whether you're brand new or whether you've been here forever, is one-on-one, like a personal invite to people. You know, on social media, it's so easy to post a flyer, and it's so easy to post on your stories and do different things, but we are in the people business. And so always remember that personal connection one-on-one with people. So even old brand partners who haven't been active for a few years, down to a brand new guest that I was inviting, it was that personal connection. I reached out to them on a private message or text message, or right, I opened up that line of communication between me and them. And I was like, I want to personally invite you to the Tuesday night party. If you can't, we're doing the same exact thing, same place, same time on Thursday, right? It wasn't like we were changing times. We kept it very, very simple. So Tuesday night and Thursday night, we had same time, same place, both nights. And so that's when you're inviting, like, no one wants to be sold, right? Everyone wants to be a part of something. They want to feel a connection. They want to, right, be supported. And so it's establishing that one-on-one connection. And so as far as, you know, inviting to a party, I would definitely say, right, it's easy to blast something on social media, but you don't know whose eyeballs are seeing it. And so it's establishing that connection and that conversation with them one-on-one. And so it definitely adds to it, and people know your heart. And so they feel your heart. So they're a lot more comfortable to come. So
yeah, here's one thing that we saw that was happening is for those of you who might decide to do something like this, right? And you have old team members, when we had someone reach out, we brought them in and were excited and totally fired up about having them at the event. And then we went back to the graphic tree. Now, here's a really golden tip. We went to our graphic tree and we looked at who all was their upline. And now we reached out to their upline and we said, Jen is coming on Tuesday night and she's really excited about getting started here with New Age. Would you like me to re-enroll her under myself, or are you looking at maybe opening up and getting a subscription? Are you interested in what we're doing here with New Age? Because if she can stay with you where she started, we'd love that. And they're all like, oh no, I'll be there. Right? They're like, oh no, wait, right? We call that a fire in the basement. If you want to, you're never going to resurrect the dead. But you certainly can give a little pump on a little chest compression to someone who's not totally dead. Okay. So that's all we did is we threw it out there, did a little chest compression, and some of them didn't show up. And guess what? Well, we know exactly where those people need to go. But for those who did, it was enough. And we had some great success. We had a lot of people come and we left there really fired up. Now, the first night, we were a little rusty. Right? Ash and I were like, oh, geez, I feel like that's the first time I've ever done that. Like, we talked too much. I talked too much. Ashley was great. We went too long. We had like, it felt like getting in the car and driving. Well, if you ever rode in a 5-speed car with me, it's like driving with me in a 5-speed. It's a lot of herky jerky stuff. Okay.
So I want to say something right here, because it doesn't matter if we went too long. It doesn't matter, right? It's the point that we did something, right? When you do something, something happens. And so you're going to get better. You have to be bad before you're good and good before you're great, right? And it's like, we had fun. It did go a little bit longer than we had expected, but we had something on the books and we had something to invite people to. And so it's like, we made the night of what it needed to be. And I always say, like, everything happens the way it needs to for a reason, but like you're not going to have a perfect every single time. Even when I got up and spoke, I was like, oof, I haven't done that in a while. Right. And I've been doing this for 7 years, but it's like, you have to be good before you're, bad before you're good and good before you're great. And so that's always just something, you might be nervous to have your first party, or you might be nervous to host for your brand new partner, a launch event, right? But you have to get more comfortable with it as time goes by. So I just want to say that, because it's intimidating at first, but when you get in there and get going in your lane, you find it, and it's fun. So.
Yeah, we even had a table set up with a computer for someone who was looking at people's ID numbers and getting them an ID number and making sure that we got them a subscribe and save set up, because a lot of them didn't even know how to do that anymore. And so we helped them get, I think we, like, over the 3 days, we had over 20 some people get subscribe and save set back up. Like, that's awesome. It was incredible. So then the second, we had a day in between so that we could clean up some of the messes that we made, and then also go out there with excitement to know who we're working with. And we came into Thursday, and all of a sudden it was like, we should be doing this like we used to do parties. And so Christie Elliott came in and saved our bacon in our day, and she did something. I just want to say, she's never been to a party. She has no clue what a party looks like. Right? She's been a part of New Age for well over a year, but almost 2 years, never been to a party. Right? You guys, like, this is so new. There's so many of you who are brand new and never had that kind of an experience. And there's a lot of you that have been here for a while and you don't even know what that looks like. But you know what she did? She's friggin' fearless. I love this woman. She stepped to the front of the room and opened the party up. Never been to one. Every single person, like, even if you've never had to a party, get to the front of the room. You know why? Christie, I'm going to have, like, I want you to talk. Like, what? I know we suck because we're like, hey, Christie, no, you never been to a party, but we need you to open up the party. What were you thinking?
Well, first of all, it was an assignment of my upline. And we learned that, you know, you're applying, that you give people assignments. And when you do that, you empower them to do something, put in some action, you know, and sometimes people don't step up to the plate. Sometimes they do. And I think that you just, knowing that this is something that I want to do, that I need to take on the assignments. So when I was asked, it was like, sure. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. I will do it. And so it was simple to a certain degree, you know. You just get up and you welcome people, and they asked me to share my story, so I did, and then edified my upline. To Ashley was the next speaker, so I edified her to make her bigger than myself and to make the people in the room know that she comes in with expertise and that she has something to say that they want to listen to. So I just knew those were the areas that I needed to highlight, and that's how I approached it.
And she did it perfectly. And then she had a magic move. So for all of you, I forgot this move, and Christie reminded me of this move. Okay. She did a magic move at the end. So for all of you who are brand new, or for all of you who are going to open up an event, you want to teach this to the person who's opening the event. She got done with their story, and then she said, not only are you having an opportunity to learn about what it is that can help your health, but we're really excited about how this, right? I can't remember the words that you said exactly, but you're like that you have an opportunity to create extra income. And she identified the problem, and then she let them know we were going to give them a solution to this by the end of the evening. Right? She said, I know gas prices are high. I know that this is going on, and you may be sitting here going, right? And she said all those things. And then she said, so what she did is she opened it up that Ashley and I could share without there ever being that moment of the dun, dun, dun. Now let's talk about the business side. Where's the paper? Right? Ashley, didn't you find the flow of the whole event was just beautiful? And it was because she did that.
Yeah, absolutely. She totally set us up for success. And so I initially had asked Christie, I called her, I think it was actually that morning, maybe the night before. I think it was actually that morning. And I had asked her if she did want to open up the party and welcome it, you know, and share her 2-minute story. And you know, she kind of just sat there for like a split second. It wasn't like 5 or 10 seconds. She's like, yep, I'll do it. And I was like, really? And she's like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll open it up. And it's one of those things when you find gold, you'll find those people who want to step out and be a little bit uncomfortable, right? She wasn't like, oh, pick me. She was like, yep, I'll do it. Right. And she probably had a little bit of hesitation and a little bit of uncomfortableness. And like I said, like Kristal said, she's never been to a party. So she's like, I can welcome people and share my 2-minute story, right? That's what we do every day. And so she opened it up, and she totally set us up for success because she did share her story. and she talked about, you know, she's a small business owner. She started, right? She kind of went through her 2-minute story. And then she did talk about that. So she talked a little bit about the products, a little bit about the business, and about how everyone's looking for extra income, and then rolled it right into me. I talked products, shared my little story, right? I rolled it right into Kristal. And so it's always one of those things where a person, a brand partner, right? We might feel way more comfortable talking about products. We might feel way more comfortable talking about opportunity, but you have no idea what that person sitting in the seat is looking for. So it's always important to share your story because you identify, but then the products, right? We have the best of the best, but then also the business opportunity because people truly are looking for both of those things. And so always just keep that in mind when you're sharing, whether it's a one-on-one or you're standing in the front of the room. It's always so important to share both because you really never know what people are looking for. So huge kudos to Christie. You definitely rocked it and definitely opened us up for success that night. So super thankful for you, my friend.
So ladies, can I interrupt
you.
real quick?
Yep.
So I was asked in here, and I think this could be really powerful because I totally never thought about our COVID kids that joined us and have never been to a party, right? Like, holy moly, we've got a lot of people over the last couple of years. And so they probably have no idea what an intro would have sounded like. So Christie, if you won't flick me in the nose, would you be willing just tonight to pretend like you're introing us to the party? I'm sorry. And I'm not your upline, so you don't have to take the assignment. But if you would, I'd be so grateful. And you can like paraphrase or whatever, but I would love if you just did it like as close as you can think of what you did at the party for those of us. And I'll tell you this, I'm sitting here taking notes. Like for those of us that are like, okay, we need to get our feet wet or we need to jump back into that pool, what you said.
Okay, all right. I'd like to probably stand up and move around a little bit because that helps a little bit. But so I just basically said, welcome everybody. I'm so glad that you are here tonight. We are going to go over a few things. And I said, my name is Christie and I'm a mom of 2 elementary age children. I'm a busy mom and I'm also a business owner. And I said, so I said, I got in. Don't say that. Don't say you got into it. But I said, I got into this a couple of years ago. And how I had actually got into this was that my mom had seen a lady on Facebook that she recognized, but yet didn't recognize. And so she asked me to look into it. And when I looked into it, here it was Kristal, Dr. Kristal. I know her more as Kristal before she became the doctor. And I had to look into a video to really recognize her because Kristal had lost 160 pounds. And my mom wanted to lose a little bit of weight. And I said, yes, Mom, that is Kristal. And so we reached out. My mom had used Limu, the 5X original. And so we reached out to Kristal, and being that it was something that I could see that there was some results from a product that excited me. And I wanted to be able to use that product. And then also if there's money to be made by that, I wanted to have that opportunity also. And so that's how I got started. And so Ashley, and then I just went into about Ashley. I said, Ashley Paulson is going to come up now and she's going to talk to you. And Ashley is an incredible lady. She is a friend, and I only met her a couple of years ago, but she is so genuine. She is a leader. She continually strives to educate herself to help her team. And I'd like this opportunity to share her with you. And I had her come up.
And then I
was
tried
beautiful.
holding back the tears.
Oh, I bet.
I tried holding back the emotions. She got me all emotional.
So then Ashley, Ashley, why don't you go through real quick what you went over?
Yeah, so I got up and like I said, it was one of those things where I got up and immediately I said, without this company and without this opportunity and doing what I do, I wouldn't meet people like Christie Elliott, right? That's such a blessing of what we have here at New Age. And never forget that is the friends that we encounter over our business and over time. Because truly, I don't think I would know Christie Elliott if it wasn't for New Age, if it wasn't for Limu, if we weren't for where we're at today. And so I rolled in and I pretty much said that. And I said, without this opportunity, I wouldn't know Christie Elliott, shared my 2-minute story about how I got started here 7 years ago. And my husband and I were both in the oil and gas industry, and all of our eggs were in one basket. And so I really just wanted to diversify our income and really just start redirecting my spending on products I was already taking, right? Energy drinks, vitamins, right? A lot of that stuff I just redirected. And so we had just a few slides that we had went over during the party, and all of them slides were about Renew and the business opportunity. And so, when we're talking about really just simplifying it down and finding your niche, Renew is something very easy for me to talk about because from a business perspective, men, women, old, young, right? It's a product that anyone can take and see results. We talk about HGH, and a lot of that is from an anti-aging standpoint. I'm only 37, right? So when you look at that little chart with the little HGH things, it starts declining 15% every decade after that. And I'm only 37. So like, I might have a few gray hairs, right? 3 of them to be exact. I know exactly where they're at on my head. I might be getting some wrinkles and stuff, but it's one of those things where the product does something different for me than it does from someone who's maybe a little bit older or maybe a little bit younger, right? We all need sleep. And so it's something that we can all benefit from. But I talked about Renew and what it does. I wasn't a scientist. I wasn't a doctor. I didn't go into all the different things. I just touched base on a few different health benefits that people can get and what sets it apart from every other product out there. So keeping it very, very simple. I didn't talk about all the other 72 products we have, right? I didn't have all of them out on the table. We literally talked about Renew and Limu Original. Limu Original is near and dear to my heart. I've taken it every day for the last 7 years that I've been in this business. So I will always take about that product because I know what it does for me and I know what it does for a lot of my team that I'm still getting residual income off of, mind you, 7 years later. But Renew, like I said, is such a huge focus going forward. And so I talked about that, but then I also talked about when I filled our diesel truck up the other day, it had little less than a half a tank, but it was right in between a half a tank and a quarter tank. And I said, I went to Costco the other day and I filled up Costco. I said, in Gillette, Wyoming, we don't have Costco's here. But at Costco, you get discounted fuel and discounted diesel. And I went to Costco and I filled up my truck and I had $190 in there. It capped me out at 100 and I had to put my Costco card back in there with my card again and fill it up again. And it went to $192. And that wasn't even empty. I said, if our truck was empty, it'd probably be anywhere from $230 to $240 to fill up our truck one time. I said, everyone, including myself, is looking for extra income. With inflation, you go to the grocery store, you get 3 bags and you're walking out with a $100 bill out of your pocket, right? Everyone is feeling the financial stress right now because of just simply the world we're living in right now. Our paychecks, when you're working for an employer, your income's not necessarily going up, but everything around you is. And so I rolled that into the opportunity and I did the same exact thing as Christie did. I edified Kristal. I said, I've done this business with her for the last 7 years. She's the most servant person. She came here all the way from Orlando, Florida, right? Edifying her, having that doctor side of it, but really just showing them who she was. A lot of them knew that in the room, but some of them didn't. And so always edifying that next person you're bringing on, whether it's a party, whether it's a Zoom, whether it's a call, you always edify that next person because then you're getting that third party validation. It's not just what Ashley Paulson knows. It's not just what Christie Elliott knows, but bringing in another person, right? And so always edifying that. And then I rolled it over to Kristal and she completely knocked it out of the park, and closed the party down. So it was awesome. You go,
So,
Kristal.
I'm like, and so I went in and what did I do? It was rinse and repeat. I shared my 2-minute story, right? And then I went into the business. We had a few slides. There's step 1, 2, 3, and 4 to how to get started here for a business. It was step 1, $29.95 fee to be able to have access to the back office and get that initial 15% off as a brand partner. Number 2, set up a subscribe and save, because just like AC, you like it to come on every month. You want to make sure you get the best savings here at New Age, and you get an additional 15% off when you do that, for a total of 30% off. And then 3, we want to help you start making a list of people that you've thought about while we were talking tonight. Because when we share it, we're looking to find 4 people that can help you run after and maximize the compensation plan with gold and ultimate. And if you will do that, then we will be able to help you create $3,000 in income in the next 6 months, which will qualify you for all expense paid trip to Salt Lake City to the Utah experience. And at that Utah experience, not only are you going to have fun, and it's going to be paid for by someone else, but you're going to sit down and someone from corporate is going to look at your business that you've created, and they're going to mentor and guide you on how to turn this into a 6-figure income producing company. Take it from being, that's what you've never been told. You've always been told how to have a side hustle, but no one's ever sat you down and told you how to make this your profession, how to turn this into a real company. You're going to get that here. So, and we passed out a form that actually had renew packs on it. And we use that form to get them dialed in. They need an action step, just like on Facebook, when we're giving them a call to action as the 3rd one, jump on my live shopping show or message me for a 5-night sample pack. We gave them a call to action, and that was fill out that form in front of you and get your first pack coming in so that you can start the renew. And we said most people go with that second, or with that pack there that has 3 boxes of renew, 1 for you, 1 for the other person in your house, and 1 for you to share with other individuals to start you on your way to gold. Every single person, we don't have one person that did not get moving along in the process to becoming a brand partner. They weren't just placing orders for their 1 box of renew. And so now we have all of these new individuals that are on board, but what do we need to do? Like I said, when you get things stirring, you got to keep going. So we know within the next 7 to 10 days, we need parties in that area. Myself and Ashley don't live there. We can't do it. But the leaders like Christie and the other people that were there, Amy Wagner, Valerie Randall, Anita Weishettle, like I shouldn't have said names, Gay Arnold, because they were all there and they're all excited to start doing some events. And that's what we need to get momentum, is more than just a couple people doing it. And then Ashley and I know we got to get back in there, but we will once we see the ball moving without us. And so it's exciting. It all came off of 5-night trial pack social media posts. So when you do something, something happens. So I'm just really proud of everybody doing it, because now that it's happened there, I know that's going to inspire South Dakota. So my South Dakota peeps that are on here, like I want to do the exact same thing with you guys. We're going to be back in Gillette and I'll take my car and come on over and we'll work South Dakota the exact same way. Same thing for Montana, same thing for Northern Colorado. It's time. Like we're ready to go.
Well, okay. Can I just say something? I'm like, I'm so excited. So I love everything that you guys did. So I'm just going to kind of condense what I love about it because that's who I am. One, I love, well, thank you. Let me start there. Thank you. Because we all got to learn from you ladies tonight. And you didn't have to get on here. You didn't have to spend your hour. So I'm incredibly grateful for each of you. So thank you for feeding all of us tonight, right? So this was great. But I love what you laid out. Every single human on here can do. There's not a single person that can't turn around and copy what you did. And yeah, we might not have the big team or, you know, whatever people to get re-engaged, but who cares? Like, I don't care about that. What I love is that we engaged humans. We can find them. There's a ton of them all over the place, right? So I love that you guys focused on one product. And Ashley hit the nail on the head. I love all of our products. I do. I take everything. I make my kids take everything. Like we are a new age family. It's non-negotiable. But with that being said, I personally have never felt a product like I feel Renew. And I've never felt as confident as I do right now that if I have you get a box, if I have you get 5 days, you are absolutely going to feel something. And if, let's say you're the like difficult little hen in the hen house, give it a month because you'll get there. I promise. Like you are absolutely going to feel something. And so I love that we are focusing right there because we can hand somebody something and say, guess what? The first thing you're going to notice, oh, it's going to be so great. You are going to have the wildest dreams. Like that's the first thing you're going to notice. And then the second thing you're going to notice is that you are going to bounce out of bed in the morning. And then the third thing, and like you can pretty much walk somebody through because you know it's going to happen. Like you know it. So I love that so much. I love that you kind of gave us a little plan. So first thing that we've all got to do is book a party, right? Or two parties, right? So we got to do some back work before we do it. So give yourself a week, maybe even 10 days if you're going to be wild and crazy, but get those 2 parties on the calendar. Go find a running mate, right? They don't have to be these ladies, right? They don't have to be that good. Like we're all good. We're all going to be great, but go find somebody to run with. I don't care who it is. It could be Susie that just got started. Sorry, Susie. It doesn't matter. It could be anybody, right? Go book your parties. Get a 2x2 and then get to work creating curiosity. And if I missed a step, just let me know. But then we're going to create curiosity. So, you know, Kristal's posts and, you know, go stalk these ladies because they've put them out there like proud Kristal stalker. I think I've made as my official hashtag. Like go create your post and keep dripping. So one thing you'll notice, it wasn't just one post. It wasn't just 2 posts. Like if you go on there, it's not everything. She's got her life mixed in there too, but she's keeping it up. They're keeping it up so that there is curiosity and they're creating that in social media, but I bet you they're doing it in the grocery store too. And when they're, you know, going on a walk and when they're doing different things in their life, they're picking their kids up at school, they are dripping these little clues, these little curiosity into their circle. So if you're not a social media person, go open your mouth in real life, right? Like it doesn't matter. We can all create curiosity in different ways. And then we're doing that personal invite. I love how Ashley said that. And gosh, can be so guilty of this. I'm like, oh, just text them, right? Why do I want to text? Because it's so easy. It doesn't hurt me. Like I can do it without any emotional response. But guess what? They can just as easily say no because it doesn't hurt them. There's no personal response. There's that distance, right? So do that personal invitation and then get together and share the story and grab a couple people to share theirs, right? And if they're not in your hometown, if your 2x2 is across the country and they can't be there, get them on a Zoom, get them on a FaceTime. I don't care. Get somebody's eyeball in front of your people any way that we can, and then wash, rinse, and repeat, right? So unfortunately or fortunately, I kind of like getting together with people. So I'm glad we get to do that again. But, you know, this isn't a one-time deal. We can't do like one party and think, oh my gosh, I am going to be forever successful. Now, Ashley did say that she's living off residual that she made 7 years ago. And I love that. Like, I live off my residual income as well. I know Dr. Kristal does. Like, love the residual, but you still got to kind of get together and keep things moving, especially if you want to grow. So go find some new people and go repeat with them. So I love this, ladies. I am so grateful for you. Did I miss anything there?
I want to point out one thing, because I feel this like in my stomach that someone's like, I don't want to do parties. And so there are some people who love to do parties, and they're going to have it every week at their house. They've built a community doing it, like Tammy with her family dinners. That's great. Like there might be a lot of people on here who are like, I'm going to do that. That sounds great and fun. There might be some people who are like, I don't want people in my house. Can you do two? Can you do two parties? And see, then the people who start, you're going to do two parties with them. See, the party was never, it's not necessarily meant to be over and over and over in the same person's house or the same night or the same place. It's meant to be launched. It's how you launch someone to their market of people who probably won't listen to them. But when a third person comes in and says it, they're like, really? Wow. Huh? And so, like, even if you don't want to do those, know that if you throw the baby out with the bathwater on doing events like a live, a Renew Stories live, if you throw the baby out, you're taking a big tool out of your toolbox that we found to be very successful. Because what happens? A person like Christie went to the next level in leadership when she stepped up and she shared publicly her story. We just empowered her to do that. She'll never have a problem stepping up to do that again. And she'll she's like, yes, I will. But she will teach her newest people to do the same thing. And what is that? It's called duplication. And if you don't get duplication happening in your business, that is the key to this. That is, if anybody's like, I want the secret is duplication.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's it. Launch people and duplicate.
Well, that was a great point, Kristal. And I'll tell you, I'm going to admit it. I'm that person. I am like the biggest introvert you guys will ever meet. And so to have people in my space, I'm a nervous wreck. Oh my gosh. You think I'm nervous on here? You should see when I have people over. But guess what? I've done it many times. And it's whenever I'm working to launch something new, right? We are absolutely launching something new. So I do it. I bite the bullet. You know, I might chew off all my fingernails, but I do it. And then we move it to the next person with a big smile on our face because we're happy to go over there because I love people, but I just don't always want them right here. So that was a great point, Kristal. But you know what? I'll tell you, it is so much fun once you get in the role and you start having people over and Coach talked about this a couple weeks ago, but just getting to be in people's space and touch and feel and like, humans, real live humans, it is such a gift. So, Ashley, you unmuted. Did you have something you wanted to say to close this out?
I'll just say one thing to close this out. There's power in person, right? We know that at an at-home party, we know that at events. Think if you've been to an event, a corporate event, right? Whether it's a corporate event, a regional event, or whatever, there's power in being in person. There's power in hugging people. There's power in taking pictures. There's power in that because you're not just a little square on a box, right? This was honestly, truly one of the first parties that we've had getting back from COVID. And you know, the first time I met Christie Elliott, bless her sweet little heart, she's like, you can't wear heels next time I'm around you because you're way too tall with them on and I'm short. But it's one of those things where you're in person and you feel that energy. You get that renewed, I don't even know how to say it, but there's power in being in person. And so plan an event, plan your 2 events, get your corporate event booked to Orlando, right? Because we all know what that does for us, but there's power in being in person, hugging one another, having that community, having that support, but just showing them that you're there leading with love and not just there to sign them up and rock and roll out of there, but really just be genuine, and people feel that when you're in a room and you're connecting with people. So events are so powerful. So definitely get yours on the books.
Well, I love it. Ladies, thank you so much. This was so powerful for me, hopefully for every single one of you. Guys, I hope you have a phenomenal week. Thanks for jumping on here and spending your Sunday evening with us. Can't wait to see everybody at the Coach's Corner all week long, and hope everybody has a great night. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you all next week. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Christie,
Thank
you're
you.
awesome. Ashley,
Thank
you're
you.
awesome.
That's a great
Dr.
call.
Christie, you're awesome.
Thank you, everyone.
Brilliant ladies.
Thank you, ladies. Amazing.
Call, ladies.
Hi, Chris.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Claudia, on your new
Thank
partner.